Yes, my brother. It's been way too long since we've had a little intimate chat just like this, and my goodness, there's been so much going on. It's crazy. Don't even know where to start, to be honest. I think it's just gonna be flowing, you know. I've had a very busy week, and I think I've accumulated a lot of lessons to share with you, and I do intend to make them all into deep topics where I sit down, make a presentation, do a loom to make it really value packed. But I also miss this, just me and you, just chilling, having a good old vibe, good old chit chat, just going off the top of my dome. And lately my speaking skills have been increasing, they've been improving. My ability just to talk without break. Let's see if that's true, right? I will say I'm already losing the plot. I'm rambling just a bit because, man, I'm riding a wavy one. I'm not high, I'm not drunk, I'm very sleep deprived. This week has been rough. Here's the situation, right? I went on a road trip with work at my sales job. Obviously, if you've been keeping in touch, you'll know I have a field sales job that's very full on. It's very intense. I'm out talking to people every day, and cold traffic, by the way. I'm trying to sign people up to a charity from absolutely no level of leads qualification. These people aren't opting into an email list. They're not displaying any kind of interest. I'm just pitching them right from cold traffic into a converted customer. And it's definitely very tough, building a very thick skin, getting me very used to dealing with rejection. All in all, it's going very well. It's building me into the type of character who can take on a lot more challenge, and it's teaching me the art of the sale, the art of the close. Teaching me how to talk to people and build rapport very quickly, and it's transferring into other areas of my life. So I'll say. But yeah, this road trip, I've been staying with a group of people who obviously I work with. They're my colleagues, and over this week I think they've become more closer to friends. I mean, some of them more than others, obviously, but they're very different people to me and you, if you're watching this. Guys like us, we think different. We want to be the opposite of normal, right? We don't want to fit in, because we've felt the fact that the nail that sticks out gets hammered, and quite honestly, feels very good. Feels very good to be the odd man out, and to know that every day that passes, I'm becoming less and less like the average person. But anyway, yeah, our lives are very unaligned. We have very different habits, different mindsets. Found a lot of common ground, you know. We've had a lot of fun, had a lot of giggles, but we just live very different lifestyles. The most notable of which is our sleeping schedules. My goodness, these guys that I was sharing the room with, because obviously as a newbie on a road trip, I did not get my own room. I was sharing the living room with two other guys, and they have the opposite life to me, in so far as they go to sleep late, they wake up late, they drag themselves out of bed, they're tired all morning, just flopping around like a flaccid pee-pee, and going to work, still doing good though, you know, still finding a way to get the job done. But I'm the opposite. I think you've realized by now that I love a routine. I love a rigid, consistent, indestructible system that keeps me in a high frequency. That was not possible this week. Yeah, I could have kept setting my alarm for 4 a.m. like I do usually, but the trouble is, these guys, they go to bed at midnight, 1 a.m, and they make it very difficult to sleep, despite me asking constantly, guys, let's go to bed. Come on, guys, go to bed, please. Come, you know, like, you're taking the piss now. You know, the living room is where everyone hangs out. And it's not just the two guys who I'm sharing the room with, because if it was just them two staying up, that's fine, they're not that loud. But when they're all together, they're having a rowdy time in the living room, yeah, it's fun, don't get me wrong. We've had a lot of giggles, we've had a lot of laughs, we've had fun. But I love sleep. I love going to sleep early, I love waking up super early. That wasn't possible this week, so I'm literally riding on fumes here. I can't wait to get back to it, man. I can't wait to get back into the flow of things, into my routine, into my discipline, into my consistency. 4 a.m. starts at 9 p.m. finishes. Man, I'm really salivating at the thought of that. But anyway, the lessons of this week. The most important one is adaptability. How hard am I to kill? I think I'm becoming very hard to kill. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, this week was far from ideal. Far from ideal in terms of consistency and routine. But when the circumstances are far from optimal, that's when you learn how to build the floor. Raise the floor, not the ceiling. When I go back home and I get stuck back into my old habits, I will be able to raise the ceiling, but this week I've been raising the floor. But learning how to operate at as high of a capacity as I can when everything was far from ideal. And yeah, I wasn't able to get up at 4 a.m, okay? Sue me. There's no way I'm going out into the field, doing sales 10 hours a day on like 3 hours of sleep. Nah. Yeah, I didn't get that much more than that, but still, most days I ended up getting out of bed closer to 6 a.m. than 4 a.m. And that was still ridiculously early compared to the two guys I was with and everyone else in the flat. I would get all my stuff done, bang gym, create a bit of content, try to move the business forward. Then get back, they were still asleep. 9 a.m. rolls around, they're like dragging themselves out of bed. All I'm saying is give it a few years, watch how far the chasm grows and how the competition will change, how the tables will turn, you could say. Because right now, I haven't been this guy for very long at all. And it was very, very clearly put to me that my life isn't sustainable for most people. Good. I'm very happy about that, because I don't want to be most people, and the fact that most people won't be able to sustain it will just mean that the competition will become a lot easier for me if I just stick with it and I don't give up. And I don't let setbacks like this week affect me and start feeding into my life, but rather use it as a tool, like I said, to raise the ceiling, not the floor. No, sorry, to raise the floor, not the ceiling. Man, I'm so tired. I really just wanted to have a little chit chat because I feel like this week has been a very valuable learning lesson in adaptability, learning how to get things done when everything's far from optimal, social skills, definitely, very, very intensive social skills lessons. Actually, enough to make many, many in-depth videos on. Sales, obviously. I'm just freaking just becoming a well-rounded guy, I guess. So I think you should stay tuned, because I have a lot of content ideas and I'd like to create them, and I'd like you to watch along as I do so, because I think you can learn a lot, and I try to make them as applicable, valuable and actionable as possible. But yeah, I'd love to talk more. I'd love to just keep talking all night, but if I do that, I might die at the steering wheel. So that being said, enough is enough. Have a good night, bro.